Welcome to Table Talk, the only place where we answer your questions on the hashtag Table Talk and the Reddit/r/SourceFed.
I don't know what the fuck you think you're doing, man. That camera ain't rolling.
I didn't know we were filming as well.
The camera has not been rolling.
Has the camera been rolling?
Of course
Since
it has.
when,
How could they
sir?
miss all that?
I thought we were just
3
making
minutes
jokes.
No, they make sure that
3
when we
seconds.
start doing bits, they're rolling.
I didn't know.
No.
Is it a bit activated camera?
That is not up to us to
So,
decide.
if I stop moving, will it like?
It is.
So welcome back to SourceFedNERD.
And the Reddit/r/SourceFed, I'm Matt Lieberman.
I'm Steve Zaragoza.
I'm William Haynes. What if I licked it again?
Well,
Would that be gross?
You want to just lick mine?
Nope, I don't like licking things, to be quite honest with you.
Want to smell it?
What
I
about
don't
lollipops?
like smelling things even more.
wanna
You
know
don't like
where
to
it's
smell
made?
food?
I like to smell food and that's it. And sometimes I don't want to smell food because it makes me go, ew.
You ever smell your own clothes?
Yep, I do. I'm like, oop, is this clean?
So you said you don't like smelling things, but
But
you
like
just told me that you
things,
smell
whenever
things.
anybody asks me to smell something, I'm like, no, I don't want to. If you want me to taste something, I don't wanna.
Smell my whole hand.
He'll do it because it's you, and he's basically your pet.
And you two are my pet, Steve.
My buddy.
My buddy, wherever I go, he goes.
My buddy.
Hey, Steve or Lieberhosen.
Yeah.
What would you do if you knew a guy, a boy, and he was like, it could be a girl too, but a boy, and he was like, dang, I'm so sad in my life, I don't want to learn about education, like maybe some filmmaking or some game making. Where should I go? What would you say?
I would say to set sail for Full Sail University, Will.
Oh yeah? You know, if you go to Full Sail University, they have a whole bunch of information to give you for your knowledge so you can learn about how to make a cool video game or how to make a cool film. And they got some awesome facilities with like cranes and stuff. On the commercial, they show a guy, he's like on a crane and he's being all serious and he's being a cinematographer or a director, I don't really know. And that's what they'll give you there. And if you register, you'll get yourself a laptop at a deep, good price.
So I got a question for you, Will. I've heard through the grapevine that there are some people here that work at SourceFed. that
Oh
actually
my
went to Full
God,
Sail
there's a
University.
couple motherhuggers that went to this school.
No shit.
More than a couple. I think
More
we
than a
got
couple.
3 of them.
Well,
That's a few.
A couple is 2. You know, if they wanted to learn more about that and get some more learnings and be a cool person in professional environment, they should go to fullsail.edu/sfnerd. Hold on.
Full Sail University, you can go and learn how to make movie TV, and you can make a video game with your friends and you can learn a lot of things at Full Sail University.
Let's jump right in.
All right.
How'd you know the jingle?
That's the school
How'd you
anthem.
know our alma mater?
The first topic comes from Hambra on the Reddit. What inside tip would you give to the opposite gender?
I'll tell you what inside tip I'd give to the
Are you gonna be the one who keeps us on task today?
Yes, we're gonna stay on task. Answer the question.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Out of time. 3, 2. Out of time. Okay, I forget we're actually doing this right
Well, I mean, this isn't so much a tip as it is like a horrifying reveal.
So
but-
please, Lieberman, just the tip.
Well, it is dick related.
Okay.
I don't know if
now.
most.
If you smash it, it hurts.
It hurts.
Even
Not-
in the middle part.
That's not new.
Like, let's say this is me. I mean, it's gonna be like, okay, let's say this is me to be more accurate. And if you smash this part,
just
it's
paper
still
thin.
gonna hurt.
Just wafer thin.
I didn't want you to tell them that, but that's true.
You're the one who picked that up.
Well, I had it this way.
Is
all
it
right?
also stained
Yes.
with a nice oak?
I also have a tattoo that says Table Talk.
Do you also call it cherry because it's cherry wood?
Is that cherry
I
wood?
wouldn't
I
actually
think
call
it's
this
cherry wood. I
cherry
think
wood.
it's a nice cherry
This
wood.
is a more of
It might be a balsa.
I was gonna
balsa
say
wood?
more of a docile
Stained
balsa.
dark?
It might be a
Yeah,
stained
more of
dark
a docile.
balsa.
Give it a whiff.
Oh, that's a balsa.
Wait,
That's
this
a
is-
nice balsa.
Oh my God, you sliced my nose right
God,
now.
I want some chips with that balsa.
Oh, you're bleeding.
Oh shit.
Oh goodness, you're bleeding, Steve.
Quick, Steve,
Steve.
before you bleed out, give some advice to the opposite gender.
God, go to fullsailuniversity.com/edu/sourcefednerddoritos.com.
I guess what I wanted to say is that most people don't think about this, but like dicks touch the sides of toilets all the time.
All day.
All the underside of the toilet seat all the time.
One
and they
time
get
I went
washed
down the
maybe
drain.
once a day.
Mine went down the drain actually.
And you have to go
You
find
flushed
it?
I didn't realize that.
Go on a magic school bus journey to get it out.
And it sucked me down, and I was like,
Let's get out of here.
Miss Frizzle, I don't know how I
Hold
feel
on a
about
second.
this.
We need to stop
I
right
pulled-
now
I-
because that's gonna be animated and we can't ever show it.
I pulled it out, and it was all shredded up, and I was
Oh,
like,
no.
oh no. So
Are there goldfish on it?
I was like, I gotta do something about this quick, so I threw it in the kitchen where I knew I had a first aid kit. And
Why would you throw? You couldn't run it over there? You had to throw it?
no, I had to wash my hands first. What am I, disgusting?
Of course.
All right.
Yeah, but too long didn't read. Dicks are always dirty, and then guys ask you to put them in your mouth, and that's not right.
my thing about
careful
that.
before you
That's
put
my-
it in your mouth.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I can. That's a little bit graphic, but like, I would never, ever put someone's like a dude's junk in. I like women, but let's say I like men, and he was like, do me the do. I'd be like, no, I have a do, and I know what happens to do's.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be.
My do be dirty.
My do be dirty. Well, mine is clean, but that's because I don't use it very often.
Yeah.
But
What you don't know about Will is his immaculate upkeep of his body. When he is not on camera, he is constantly showering, bronzing, sanding down the rough edges.
whatever exercise this is, I'm doing it.
He's doing it all day, all night.
He's in there with a freaking nail file going around.
going around at his
smoothing it.
I pay a guy to punch me right in the abs 10 times a day just so I can get used to
so that they stay hard.
Yeah.
You haven't seen this man's abs at rock
If you leave a penis in the ocean and you let the waves move over it over time, it'll flatten out.
I heard that if you leave a penis in the ocean and you let the waves move over it, over time it grows barnacles.
I think actually some actual tips I'd have for the opposite gender is that like dudes are kind of emotionally inept. I was thinking about it because I was talking to my friend about it. We're all like, man, girls are like this. And I was like, no, I think it's dudes are like emotionally not there.
Yeah.
Like, we separate everything from emotions. Like, well, like, this is just happening.
Yeah, it's like emotions are take a back seat.
Yeah.
To with the guys.
It was like somebody said like
like it's logic first. Praise
Yeah.
logic.
We
Praise
can say
logic.
that, but like it was.
No, it's real stupid stuff.
It was
first.
like
penis first,
Penis first,
Then logic.
pragmatism, then logic,
then magic,
then magic, then The Gathering,
it's like
then food, custards.
then Arnold Schwarzenegger movie trivia.
Yes.
It's like
And
for
Thai iced tea.
somebody was talking about. I'm sure
Then boba.
it's the same for a lot of girls too. But like dudes can have sex with a girl that they don't even like. They're like, it's not an emotional thing to them. It's like that's like hanging out. Like I think we were talking about
But
that.
not
For dudes,
even-
it's like
Let's just hang out. Yeah.
they're like,
not
oh,
even that. I mean, there's also just like there's hate fucking.
Yep.
You could fuck someone you hate.
Yeah, you'd
just
be like-
because the hatred is what's getting.
I've never
I
participated.
like it when your
in
eyebrows
that.
look like that. I'm gonna be
No,
honest with
I've-
you. When
I've
they both go
definitely
down
See
like
what your
that.
eyebrows are up to. Show the audience at home.
You know what's weird when you go
Show our
like,
studio
when you put your
audience.
eyebrows in the opposite direction, they look weird.
They look real weird.
Did you
It's
know
gonna
that
look
if you
super
pet
bushy.
a cat the other way, you're gonna get it real angry?
And then what'll it do?
Who knows, man?
I've never hate fucked someone, but I've definitely had the thoughts before of just like, ooh, like I'm
you're
so
mad at
steamed.
someone, I want to fuck you.
I just
so pissed off, I'll fuck you.
yeah.
That can't be solely a dude thing. It
No,
has to be.
it has to be. Well, that's why they say opposites attract, but it's not even that opposites attract. It's that like if somebody really gets under your skin, you just have to do something about
Man,
it. You
if
feel like you have
opposites
to
attract, I'm gonna have the most beautiful woman in the whole world.
That's
That's a staying lie. You're so
That-
handsome. She's gonna be a dog.
Like she's gonna be like the most awesome person. She'll be
She'll have
excited
the
and
smallest
energized
penis
about
any
everything.
woman's ever had.
What?
He's giving us a $5.
Oh no! I thought he was helping me with my.
You can't do this, Lieberstein. Lederhosen, you can't do it.
What? Which direction are you pointing me,
Lieber
Brett?
Logan.
Brett's new.
Brett's new.
Brand's new. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Beat
Pretty
to me,
close.
baby boy.
All right, here we go. Emma Baralotto says, the last movie you watched is now your life story. How screwed are you? Wow, I watched Box Trolls.
So.
So I would live in that Box Trolls world, which would be pretty cool.
no.
What was the last movie you saw? The Maze Runner?
No! No! Are
I'm
you
not even
serious?
gonna say what
No,
movie.
say what movie it is.
That's the last movie I watched.
What was the last
Oh
movie
my
you
god!
watched?
Well, Will was over at my place,
Yeah.
and I showed him a classic film called Song of the South.
Disney produced this movie that came out really, really racist, and it's like about the South during slavery, and it's a song where Zippity Doo Dah comes from.
It's where Zippity Doo Dah, not only that, it's where Splash Mountain comes from.
What?
And I don't know if you know this, but Splash Mountain, the ride that can be found at many Disney parks, not just Disneyland, is completely based off of the Song of the South movie in every way. And yet Disney refuses to acknowledge the Song of the South as part of their cherished film catalog because of how grossly racist it is.
It's super racist.
Even though it is a beautifully animated film and shows some of the most amazing technical advancements of its time,
Yeah.
with animation and live action in the same shots.
The movie is like 1940 something, right?
Yeah.
Roger Rabbit wouldn't have happened if not for that movie.
That's right, and I'll tell you, the acting is fine. Look, the most racist thing about the movie is the fact that it depicts slavery as a happy time, as like everyone having a great time. Everyone's just
Just
hanging
having
out.
songs in the South.
Yeah, we're hanging out. We're
Yeah.
just singing and having fun.
Oh, we got hog slop? Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. I don't need clean clothes like you have, sir.
What? My name's Sam now, sir? I'm so happy about that.
Thank you, sir, for
Yeah.
allowing me to live freely on this plantation.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Yeah,
Boy,
don't
is
go
it a
that
beautiful
far.
day.
Don't go
Hey,
that
but
far.
this lady made this pie in that movie. This
Yeah.
blueberry pie. There's a scene where one of the old ladies is making pie, and it looked delicious.
Yeah, it looked authentic.
Like it would fill your heart up with like lard or whatever they put in there, and you'll probably die really early. But I bet it was dang delicious.
But see, Will, if you lived in the Song of the South world, you'd be all right.
I'll be alright.
You'd be living a zippity doo dah place.
Wait, so is it the last movie you finished or the last movie you started?
Last movie you watched.
But I want to be the
Okay.
little boy. I want to be the little boy, and I want to have the dog, and that's all that we saw through the movie. And then we went and did other stuff.
Man, I just don't get it, man. They built a whole ride of like based on that movie, and it's just
It's a water ride, right?
It's a water ride.
It's a
It's one of the
water
most
ride.
popular rides at the
I've
park.
heard of it. I haven't been to Disneyland in a couple years. I was gonna go for my birthday this year, but they're making me work.
The last movie that I watched is
I don't mind at all.
the last movie that I watched in its entirety. I think was As Above, So Below.
That's
So-
the last movie you've seen?
Yeah, well,
Matt, you live for movies. That was like a month ago.
I watched
There
more
hasn't really
TV
been
than
anything good
I watched
out
more
lately.
TV than movies. I started watching Romancing the Stone, which is actually a great movie.
Can
Robert
you imagine
Zemeckis.
that?
What?
If As Above, So Below was your life?
It would be horrible.
You
it
went-
would be so boring, and everyone would die.
Was that
and
not
it'd
a
be
good
underground. No.
No?
It could have been.
No-
though.
no
It could have been,
spoilers?
and that's what drives me
I
nuts.
mean, is it a spoiler? But I don't want to say. I don't like
don't
saying
spoil
spoilers.
it because I want to see it.
But a
still.
lot of the scary things in the movie are which is like a dude is in the room. They're like, oh shoot, there's
Yeah,
a dude
dude
in
in
this
the
room.
room.
There's a dude in here.
A lot
oh
of
man,
scary
he
movies-
didn't come in here with us.
But there's a dude in this room.
Oh,
There's
he's
a lot
dressed
of
all
scary
in
movies
black.
where there's a dude in the room and it's pretty
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah.
Which would be scary. If like I was hanging out at your house and we were watching the moves.
And it's just me and you,
And there's
all of a sudden there's a dude,
in the room. And it's not like a scary dude. It's like
Right.
just like some dude texting.
Dude.
Right.
I'd be like, do you
Could
see
you
that
imagine if we went to the
Dude,
movie
dude in the
theater and it was just me and you, and then we realized there's a dude in the
There's
theater?
a dude in the room. I'd be like, hey Steve, when that dude get in the room?
Dude.
I don't know, that'd be terrifying. What if you were taking a shower?
Oh, if I was taking a
And then
shower.
there was a dude in the room.
I'm gonna be honest, it depends on where I'm watching at the moment, but I might have to finish watching, and I'd be like, hey dude, what are you doing in this room?
Yeah. I didn't invite you into this room, dude.
Dude, you're gonna have to get out of this room. How'd you get keys to my house?
I want to live in the box trolls world because I want to eat cheese and hang out with box trolls.
I
all
wanna hang
day.
out with Steve Blum and
Ah, so close.
Oh my god, just a little fucking more strength and that would have gotten it!
Jake Marvin says, what was the best decade for comedy and cinema? I'd personally say the 80s, it was the right level of crude and heartwarming. Can I be honest with you guys? I don't have a lot of opinions about certain things, like movies and
You
films.
right.
I mean, movies and films, like TV shows and movies, because I'm like, I like this and I like, but can we admit that between like 1998 and like 2007, the worst movies came out?
Yeah.
The
A
worst
lot
movies.
of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, here's the thing. Like 9/11.
what are you
Worst
going?
way
Where are
to
you
start a
going
sentence.
with this?
No, but
9/11,
changed everything.
even comedy.
Yeah. Well, no, it dramatically screwed up our own like country's self-image, and it changed how we made movies. Like you look at disaster movies in the 90s, like Independence Day on, it was all like very campy, and we didn't care how many people died, and they were like fun. You look at Armageddon, you look at Godzilla, you look at any of those, like we were just callously, it's like, oh, all these people died, but we're having a good time, and we're gonna still save the day and be the best country in the world.
How are people still happy at the end of the movies? Like in Transformers movies where like a lot of people died.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, but we beat the robots. But literally, if you live in that city, like 10 people you know are dead.
Yeah,
but think about this. Think about this.
I'm
You
like,
look-
oh, Lynn didn't make it through.
But I mean, at least more don't have to die.
Yeah,
Right.
at least more don't have to.
But,
now we're
like-
not slaves to robots.
After that, it was like the first like major like attack on U.S. soil in like decades, and it dramatically
This is
changed how
not
we
about
viewed
that.
ourselves. No, but it's. I mean, this is like stupid film school shit, but it's
Go to
true.
that.
Well, it's just. We wanted different things. We wanted different things. We needed different things. We were in search of an identity, and we needed to be told that everything was okay in movies, and we couldn't quite figure out how to do that for a few
Remember
years.
what I was saying about I don't have a lot of opinions, and then you do, and you said opposites attract earlier? I think you're the one.
Thanks, guys.
So what movie do you think, what year was good for Joe?
Honestly, I think man, it's so tough because
I think I'm in love with Now. I'm in
Really?
love with Now.
But
Yeah.
here's the thing: in the '70s, at least in the late '70s,
Blazing Saddles.
there was this experimentation time for comedy, and,
Yeah.
and it was a time to really. That was pretty good, actually.
you.
You know, you got like Airplane and Blazing Saddles,
And Animal House.
Animal House, and what else? Young Frankenstein.
Or was that 1980?
Frankenstein? No,
Young
it was 70,
Frankenstein?
wasn't it? Owen? 74.
You
74.
would know that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of great comedies, but
In the
but
70s,
then
yeah.
but
What's Up, Doc?
yeah, I mean that's you
Bugs Bunny
once
classic.
you move into once you move into the 80s. Once you move into the 80s, you have a lot of like
Great studio, like just crowd pleaser comedies.
Well, but then you've got,
and you
like,
get
your-
like Bill Murray and John Belushi
Yeah,
like
yeah.
coming through, and like John Candy and Steve Martin, and all these people like matured in the 80s.
when did 1941 come out, Owen?
1942.
79. Wow, shit. So yeah, I mean, look, there.
You'd say 70s?
So yeah, Blues Brothers was 80, right?
Blues Brothers was 80, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, look, it was like the late 70s, early 80s. We got a lot of fantastic comedies. I mean, Ghostbusters, early 80s, 85, 84?
When Harry Met Sally in 19... Oh.
Wait, so does it have to be like 70s, 80s, 90s, or can it be like 75 to 85? Because I feel like that might be the
I
best
mean,
way to call it.
I
You can
just
say whatever you want. You start
when I
talking
think about
about
when I think about movies that make me laugh, like just absolutely laugh, I think about like Airplane, I think about Young Frankenstein, I think about Blazing Saddles, but then like I think about The Burbs, and I think about Ghostbusters, and I think about, you know, Gremlins 2, which was 90s. I don't know, it's
Gremlins 2.
maybe the 80s was the funnier
I feel
time.
like 80s was really good. For me though, like it's like the 40s, like just coming out of the screwball era, and like it's when Charlie Chaplin was doing like his biggest stuff, when he was
Marx
doing
Brothers.
the Marx Brothers, the Stooges.
If you guys haven't seen Duck Soup,
Duck Soup, man.
you need to see it. It's
Every
one of the
Mar-
best movies ever.
Every Marx Brothers movie is a classic. Like
Yeah, you watch those
they're-
Marx Brothers movies, and then you realize why we have like Ali G or you know like Sacha Baron Cohen, and why we have anything these
I
days.
think
Why we have
like
any kind of comedy.
a lot of the stuff that we do now like gets like a bad rep, like not Zohan, because that makes sense why it's bad. What's the other one with the dude that does Ali G?
Oh, you're talking about
Bruno?
Borat.
Borat?
Like I like how that stuff gets like such a bad reputation because people are like, oh, that's just stupid. But like I feel
Oh,
like
the
if
first time I saw Borat, it was freaking amazing.
I almost died in the
It
movie
was
theater.
so
I have
funny.
never laughed so hard
See,
in a
for
movie
comedy
theater.
people, that stuff is great. But for people who are like, why would you do this? It's just like they're like, ah.
Well, I think it makes people uncomfortable
yeah.
too.
And we do enjoy
We
uncomfortableness.
do we
Yeah.
enjoy it, yeah. I just like the stirring up the honey pot a little bit. I like to take the norm, and I like to take the snow globe and turn it upside down and get that snow going.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like the dormancy of everything.
Why?
Is that a word? Dormancy? Dormancy.
Dormancy.
Dormancy?
Why?
Dormancy?
Yeah, I don't like it.
Because
Why?
it's too normal.
Yeah.
It's the status quo is boring.
Yeah. Although, like, I don't know.
The hustle and bustle of life
My
is
two
boring.
favorite comedies of all time are Back to the Future and Groundhog Day.
Sure.
They're both time travel-y, and that's like late mid '80s and early '90s. So I'd probably say like 80. But then there were a lot of bad.
But here's the thing:
comedies in the
you
80s.
also have your Monty Python and the Holy Grail, which was 70s,
That's true.
and then you have your
But all your John Hughes are in the '80s.
all your John Hughes. But John Hughes stuff. But I was going to talk about that. Once we get into the 80s with the John Hughes stuff, that commenter, the person that sent that topic, was right. We started getting more into the wholesome kind of more. There's more heart involved in like the John Hughes era comedy stuff, because Breakfast Club is funny and it has that cool kind of like, oh man, I remember being in high school kind of feel to it.
But then there's that
it gets
Smoke
like
Up Johnny.
then it gets like super depressing and
I've seen a
sad.
movie.
Ain't nothing
and
wrong
fucked up.
with that.
I know there's nothing wrong
But
with it.
like I would
but
say,
what I'm saying is like
16
that's
Candles
Smoke
is a funnier
Up,
movie,
Johnny.
but it's also
and so is
super
Weird
racist.
Science. Weird
Yeah.
Science is another one that's
And also super racist.
Yeah.
Smoke
Yeah.
up, Johnny. Okay, that's that movie, right?
Yeah, it is.
Is it like that?
And also Fast Times at Ridgemont High in the '80s. So.
Fast Times, Ferris Bueller.
No one has mentioned Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah, Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Yeah, even Robin Thicke decided that he was so inspired by that movie that he had to dress like him at the 2013 VMAs.
I wish that were true.
God, was that
Wouldn't that
only
be great?
2013 ago?
Is that really 2013 ago?
Top Secret is another good one. The Hot Shots movies,
Oh,
although I
yeah.
think those were the 90s.
Naked Gun.
Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad.
Yeah, like-
Police Squad was a great
You're
show.
right.
But
It's the '80s.
My question
Fine,
now,
take it.
in Table
take
Talk,
it away.
Goonies.
Goonies.
Inner Space.
In Table
Inner
Talk
Space.
20 years from now, will people be like, I really love the classic movies like Seth Rogen was a comedy genius?
Maybe.
Will they say
Maybe.
that? Because I think he's pretty
He's
good.
put out some of the best comedies of the last
like,
10 years.
This Is
but-
the End is probably like the funniest movie
This
that
Is the
I've
End is
seen.
great.
Really?
Yeah.
This Is the End is
in
great.
the theater that
In the
I've gone
theater,
to
yeah.
like recently. That I've actually just been like, oh, ha, ha.
One of my
that's funny.
favorite, I'm not like a huge fan of any of the comedies that have come out recently. Like there are good ones and bad ones, whatever. MacGruber is just a movie that no one appreciates, and I think is like one of the funniest movies is in
Man,
the
I'm trying to
century.
think of what the
in the year
funniest-
since the year 2000. That movie is so effing funny, especially to anybody who loves like 70s and 80s like B thriller actioner, dumb like he was a government agent, but then he retired, and now he's coming back.
I gotta be
because we
real
got a
bored to
plot.
watch that.
Oh, God, you're missing out, man.
I really love in recent memory, one of my favorite comedies is Wet Hot American Summer.
That's a great movie.
One of my absolute
trying to
favorite
have one of those.
all-time comedy movies, and also a recent comedy that was at least like funny enough for the first and second acts of the movie was They Came Together.
I didn't see it.
I've been
I heard it
trying
was
to see
great.
that.
It's
Have you seen Wet Hot American
I
Summer?
want to do both of those movies at the same time.
I'm interested to see
I've
how
not
you'd
seen
react
it.
to Wet Hot American Summer.
I might have heard of that before, but I
I
don't think I've seen it.
you would like it more now than maybe you would have when you started here. Like now,
Yeah.
that your sense of humor has changed from being in such a close orbit to this guy.
Yeah.
to
I
this
think that
Meshuggah.
you were in. I think that you were slightly kind of like holding yourself back a little bit.
I was thinking about that in the bathroom
you
earlier
came
when
out
I
of
was
your shell.
peeing. I was like, you know what? I used to have
Hard
such
pee or soft
restrict-
pee? Soft
it
pee?
was a
Hard
soft
pee?
pee.
Were you
Soft
mad
pee?
while you were doing it?
I've been mad all day, but I was like, you know what? I used to hold myself back so much because I was afraid of what people would think, and like people. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna say what I want, and So maybe that wasn't supposed to be deep. We were supposed to continue the conversation. So what movie did you think was funnier than Pee-wee's Big Adventure? Let us know in the comments down below.